Guars are mere beasts. They come and go with the seasons. But Tootsie, my old wagon, she'd been with me a lifetime. When I discovered her still intact and serviceable at the old Baranda stronghold ruins, I almost jumped for joy. Tootsie and I had strode the country from Blacklight to Narcissus and back again so many times she may as well have been my second home. I'm simply trying to convey that I was elated, euphoric, awestruck that the craftsmanship of old Tootsie allowed her to withstand the battering of the cruel centuries that passed her by. Her fellows were of the strongest brass made in the time of Kagranak. Her elegant ebony tailboard still glistened triumphantly of Telvanni varnish. And to top it off, the beechwood spokes that I'd painted myself as a wee Dagoth were all still there with only a splinter to the dozen. Shakily, I put a hand to the capsized old girl and gave her port wheel a hearty spin. If old reliable was old and reliable, well then Tootsie would be darn right guaranteed. I immediately set the sleepers to the task of harnessing a worthy guar to old Tootsie. But to my surprise, each of the beasts that would have been tethered to her breeches seemed to put up a fuss. Not wanting to risk even a scratch on my beloved wheeler, I'd send them off to find a more suitably tamed draw mule. But then it hit me. This was old Tootsie I was talking about. Surely she deserved better than a mere guar. She deserved to be pulled by the highest and mightiest life form around. Only the most elegant creature would be esteemed enough to pull old Tootsie for me. Only a god, only me. I should have realized then that I had lost all sense. Me? A god? Pulling an old dusty wagon out of a Dunmerry stronghold and all the way up Red Mountain? What a grand, intoxicating innocence. But despite the chiding of onlookers, my nostalgia carried me in the old rickety box to the very mouth of the Foyadas. That's where it happened. A spindly rock I hadn't seen before tipped us both into the ditch, and with a disheartening crash, Tootsie fell to pieces. A once proud artifact of the sixth house now lay in ruins. But as I wiped the splinters from my chiseled robeless pecs, I suddenly realized that it was probably for the best. I had degraded myself for an old heirloom of only sentimental import, and now a throng of onlookers were snickering at me. With a whimper, I picked up my late beloved Tootsie's old splintered axle and made of them a skewer with a single thrust. I too now have a mighty spear for my house Vivek. Tootsie the axle of doom. The skulls of all those who chided me now hang as ornaments from her sharpened head. With her at my side, we will tread the breadth of Morrowind once again, and all shall dread the name Tootsie the axle of doom forevermore. Not gonna lie, she's pretty hefty. I mean, she's an old wagon axle with like 24 skulls all weighing the sharp end down, so she's still more of a decoration. But you get the picture. It's pretty metal if you ask me. Maybe I should take the sixth house in like a more metal direction, you know? Yeah, I might just do that. Skulls here, skulls there, skulls everywhere. Yeah, metal. Now that I think about it, why not rebrand as something more menacing like the Shadow House or maybe the Lost House? No. Needs to be more hardcore, something so metal that it inspires.